Hello. Today I'd like to talk to you about perfectionism. Why I think perfectionism can be great, and why I think perfectionism can be terrible for some people, and the reason why many are not accomplishing their goals. Let me begin with why I think perfectionism is bad. Get comfortable. This is gonna be a lengthy conversation. I believe some people want to stand out from others. When I say some people, it could be the vast majority, it could be a group of them. There is just some people that want to be praised for what they create. The problem with this is that sometimes they look around themselves. It all begins with comparing yourself, with comparison. And when you start looking at what you can create and you put it on the table versus what others are creating, sometimes you will feel that what you are creating is simply not good enough. If at all you feel embarrassed that you're creating such a things, while other people are making many amazing creations. The problem with comparison and perfectionism can lead you to an endless spiral of never producing a single thing. You could have many ideas. You could be trying to create. You could be trying to put yourself out there. But you look at what others make and then you feel regret. Why will I post this, you say? People are gonna make fun of me because what I'm making looks so stupid compared to other people. These are often recurring thoughts in people that get affected by perfectionism and comparison. If this sounds like you, if you feel slightly identified, then you need to start listening to what you like doing and stop comparing yourself with other people. Easier said than done, of course, because we live constantly bombarded by social media where at the tip of our fingers we can simply open our phones and look at amazing things others are doing. And not only we see what other people are creating, we also see how others are reacting to this. And I believe that is the second topic of great importance. You are noticing how much praise or hate someone is getting for doing something. You look at them, you see a great, fantastic post where everyone is admiring somebody, and that is fantastic. But you see some people that have also tried getting hate because of their art is or creations is not good enough, and you start becoming hesitant. Should I even try? People are gonna make fun of me. So here is the first step towards healing this problematic way of thinking. Yes, there is gonna be comparison on the internet. Every time you post something, more than likely someone already has 10 years more experience than you do on a certain topic or with a certain skill. However, starting is important. If you sit here and you start recording, let's say for example, an ASMR video, you seem to be liking what you're doing, you enjoy it a lot, you spend a solid 40 minutes on a long video or on a piece of work, music, art, then you are proud of it. You're about to go post it and then you stop because you start getting self-doubt. First, we need to heal this self-doubt. You need to identify and ask yourself, wait a minute. What am I feeling right now? Is it coming from my own perspective? Or is that something that I have seen outside of my own reality? Let me explain. If you question your art because you don't like it, It's a different problem that if you question your arts because you fear others are not going to like it. Identifying the root of the problem in your mind will allowing you to ease this process of becoming more comfortable with what you can create. If the self-doubt comes from within, because you look at what you did and you know you can do better, and you end up not posting something, that is fair. However, how can you know and how can you be better if you never try? Putting yourself out there for other people to talk to see, to get their feedback, good or bad, is part of the experience that is going to nourish your soul to try to be better, because we don't live by ourselves in this universe. When we get interaction from people, either positive or negative, we are validating our own existence. Without other people, it will be pretty lonely and sad. So here is the deal. If you don't like what you're making, either art, music, something you're crafting, something you're talking, some project you have, you know you can do better, it's okay to try to improve. But it's also important and equally important to start posting things or start doing things and showing it to people you trust. Hey, look, I did this. Would you mind taking a look, please? That'll be fantastic. And if people truly care for you, they will often express themselves with kindness towards your work. I really love what you did, they may say. Or, listen, this is a great start, but let me give you some advice if you want. You need to remember, as part of this healing process of removing self-doubt, that everyone in life that is successful will always, more often than not, be kind to other people they see trying their best. What do I mean by this? When you get hated from something, when you see a hater online commenting, do you really think the person hating is a sane person that has achieved many amazing things and has been improving a craft enough to become successful? Of course not. People hating usually are people that are suffering, have had their dreams shattered, or they may think that life is unfair. So they find some solace and comfort in making other people miserable because they themselves fail to achieve things. So in your mind, you need to disarm the hater. You need to understand it. As hard as it be, empathic with them, you need to know that becoming a hater online is really easy if your whole life you have failed, if you have been told by people you love that you don't matter. That's a whole topic for a whole different video. How to probably heal the hate and the rage you may feel within. That is something probably I'm going to talk about. But back to the topic. Once you understand why some people may hate on you, and once you understand why some people may give you proper praise and feedback, you start becoming more comfortable with what you can create. You start thinking, well, now I understand that my creation was not the best at this day, but I can show it to the world, and I'm gonna be improving my craft slowly over time, so people that follow me and are interested in what I do can also experience the joy of seeing my growth. Once you start posting things on social media or in the internet, it's no longer your thing. Now you are impacting the life of many, or few. It doesn't matter your reach in the beginning. You're just starting to impact people. You don't notice, but by posting, you are possibly inspiring many other people that are just like you in the shadows, waiting and being unsure if they should start their own journey, unsure if they should begin in the first place or if they're just afraid. So you are no longer envisioning the action of creating for your own sake. Now you're doing this for yourself and for other people that want to enjoy what you do. And talking to them will be a nice, rewarding experience. You can enrich one another. I believe this is meant to be the way things are. This is meant to be how things are supposed to be going with creation, but unfortunately the internet has a window for many people. But don't be persuaded by the negativity. Quite the contrary. Try to find positive feedback and people that love and encourage you for who you are and what you do. This will create a positive cycle in your life that will grant you happiness, and it will let you continue, because motivation is really hard to come by. One day you start a project feeling like your project is going to be the best in the world. You put so much love and effort and no one notices. You put so much love and effort into creating and it only gets hated. The power of motivation is quite strong. It can lead you to create many amazing things, but it will be as short-lived as you could never imagine. Your motivation will dwindle in the blink of an eye from one month to the other. A lot of people struggle with consistency because of this, which is the next topic of this video. How to remain consistent while you are trying to create something for others. Consistency comes from feedback. You, the one listening to me right now, if you enjoy this and you like the video, you watch it, you leave a comment, I can see that. And to me, that is a positive reinforcement because it tells me, because I can see it on the analytics, and I know, oh, okay, so 100 people like what I did. That feels good. So it motivates me, it reinforces me that what I am creating is being appreciated. However, when people begin most of their projects, they get 0 to no feedback. Their things go unnoticed most of the time with little to no engagement. This is, unfortunately, sometimes part of how things go. Consistency needs to come from a deep desire of motivation from within yourself, not from external sources. Let me explain. If your motivation to create comes from validation that you seek within other people, unfortunately for you, I have bad news. More than likely, your motivation is not gonna last too long. Because even if you end up creating amazing things, the internet changes very quickly from one topic to the other. One week you can be the talk of the whole internet and the trending topic, and you will feel on top of the world. And the next month, no one is even mentioning you anymore. And you start craving for that addiction, the dopamine of attention. What I suggest you do instead is that when you create things to show to the world, you need to feel this unique feeling in your chest that you are happy making what you're doing, that you are doing exactly what you're meant to do. It is hard to explain because a feeling often cannot be put into words, but you need to seek that motivation within. You need to talk to yourself in the quietness of your room, and you need to ask yourself, am I gonna start this project because it fulfills me as a person, or because I want to be appreciated by many? Those are two different type of motivations, and it's good to realize there is nothing wrong in liking some appreciation from others, There is nothing wrong in feel validated through many. But if your motivation is not coming from within you, then you are bound to suffer, and you're probably gonna start strong, and you're gonna quit whatever project you're working on within the first 3 or 6 months. Unless, of course, you make it successful, which is not exactly something you can count on. So this is an important topic. Back to the beginning. Perfectionism and motivations, right? Trying to be the best is fine. There is nothing wrong with trying to have like a standard of quality in everything you do. However, many times you will find that you're lacking the joy in creativity if what you see you're making is not perfect in your eyes. Be careful. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to show those mistakes sometimes. Let people get to know you for who you are, not the mask you choose to put on to have a perfect perspective in their minds. Because what happens if you are always trying to be perfect when you are between or around other people? What happened here is that people will get an idea that you are super secure, super confident, and you have everything under control, which could be the case. But they can also get the wrong idea. What if in reality you are heavily insecure? What if in reality you are full of self-doubt, but you're never showing this to anyone? You cannot open up those feelings. What is going to happen to you slowly is that you're going to bottle up. You're going to start distancing yourself from people, and you're going to find it really hard to connect. Because first of all, people are not stupid. The viewer of any type of content can easily and quickly determine when somebody is not okay or when someone is hiding things. So you may as well try to be perfect in what you do. It's fine to be great, but it's not wrong to show your mistakes. It shows you human and relatable. And people can be empathic because everyone makes mistakes. No one can be perfect for certain. You can try to be, but it's not possible. Start removing from yourself this wrongful idea that you need to be the top of the top. There is a very important saying that often goes unnoticed, which is, the journey is far more important than the goal. If you truly understand those words, you will know that the journey means showing your mistakes, sharing how many times you felt insecure, your self-doubt. You will understand that it's far more enriching to show how you grew as a person than showing yourself with a gold trophy, winning everything. Yeah, you're gonna get admiration if you win a gold trophy or you're on the top of the world. But being relatable is a whole other level of appreciation. When people can listen to you and they understand exactly what you're saying because they have been through exactly the same issues, that is relatable. It will give you a much better and comfier way of thinking and feeling, and you will stop suffering and comparing yourself. Not everything in life is about achieving things. Sometimes a great deal of life is trying to achieve things and trying to reach those moments. Put yourself into perspective. Are you being too harsh with yourself right now? Have you been way too rough with who you are? Do you perhaps get affected when people claim that they're sad or disappointed in the things you did. Listen, you owe no one to nothing, not even your parents, not even your brother or sister. People need to treat you with kindness, okay? Even if people that you share a bloodline with are not nice, that doesn't mean you need to put up with their BS. You need to set up boundaries for your own sake and happiness. If you fail to do so, people are always gonna put you down. If you're trying to show people you love something you like because you're making it and they make fun of you, they are not the right type of people for you. And you need to consequently separate yourself from them. You need to sever the bond that connects you by distancing yourself, as painful as it may sound. Why? Because if the people you surround yourself do not nourish you, just like a plant and a gardener, if the gardener does not water or gives proper nutrients to the soil, it doesn't matter how talented the seed may be, it's never gonna grow correctly. You need to see yourself in this way. If someone you love is mistreating you, they don't really love you, they're just using you. It hurts to realize, but this is also part of healing that idea that you are not enough, which leads to the problem and the paradox of perfectionism. You try to be perfect in everything, you end up doing nothing because everything you create has flaws, and then you never do anything. You're always sad and you're always shy. Learn to take pride in the things you do. Learn to take pride in the things you create. But being prideful doesn't mean you're gonna lack a sense of humbleness. When you are not being humble about your achievements, you become obnoxious. You need to know that putting yourself first is great. Yes, but giving to others that appreciate you is even better. And please dissect those words with me very carefully. Giving to others that appreciate you is great. If you give to anyone for the sake of trying to make people happy, even people that do not appreciate you, you are gonna suffer. Because there are people in life that just like taking and taking and taking without stopping until they leave you drained and empty. You need to be cautious. If you don't get good vibes from someone, it's for a reason. You need to start trusting your gut, because all of these things that surround you, when you get used by people, when they put you down, all of this contributes to you feeling worthless and that what you can create is not important. You need to start healing, removing people. You need to start learning to appreciate what you create, but also surround yourself with people that do give you encouragement in life, not put you down every single time. All of this doesn't usually happen overnight. There is a slow process of healing that needs to be respected. But remember, when you are creating something, either it be art, YouTube videos, music, and a sculptor, anything, a project, and you're about to throw it away because you don't think it's not good enough, give it a second chance. Work around it. Give yourself a chance to show what you can create. And then use that creation as a point of a standard to keep improving by comparing yourself with whom you were yesterday, the last month, or the last year. I believe comparison is the main source of sadness for people. when they look at what others are making and achieving compared to what they have. My video has a lot more views than yours, or my video has a lot less views than them. You know, those type of comparison can be extremely and super unhealthy and toxic for content creators. My music sounds way worse. I should probably never do this again. Or my music sounds better. You know, learn to understand this. A process of comparison must happen with yourself. Who I was a year ago and who I am today. Use yourself as the standard for comparison and try to always be better than your previous version. You know how within computers they are always upgrading to the next generation, right? You rarely ever see something going backwards in technology because it becomes obsolete. You are not a piece of technology and you are not really obsolete, but you can see yourself in this way. I want to become a better version of myself. So I'm gonna work on my skills. I'm gonna work on things around that I like, and I'm gonna start pushing to make these things better, to make them appealing. And the right people that surround me, will take the time to look at the things I do and enjoy it, or tell me, hey Chonky, this video, that wasn't really so great. I suggest you do a couple different things here and there. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Which leads me to the next topic of the video regarding perfectionism, is how to properly take criticism. You see, when you are creating something and someone comes out of nowhere and they tell you that what you are creating sucks or is not good enough, it can really drop the mood and kill your motivation and passion for creativity. Sometimes, not everyone, first of all, you need to understand that not everyone has the same level of emotional intelligence. What means is that not everyone will have the caution to express their criticism with kind words, and some people will just be blunt, which is how they are. You need to know and take the criticism and improve from this, and know that even if people are attacking your content or your ideas, if you like it, first of all, your motivation remains strong. You can grab from what they tell you they don't like and do some introspective analysis, and be okay. Retrospective time, maybe this moment needs to be deleted from my video, maybe this musical note I'm playing is not good enough, or maybe this brush I use for my art looks not as good as the rest of the composition. You must learn that when people criticize you, there are usually two types of people, or well, there are many types of people, but to put it into perspective, the people that hate you and tell you this sucks, get off the platform, you must pay no attention to them. They have nothing good to offer you. The people that take their time to write a critique on, oh yes, this composition is nice, but I think you fail here, you could improve this, that is great. People that know and understand how to talk to you about your creations and improve are worth everything. Remember, guys, it's sometimes better to have someone that criticizes you with honesty than fake people that surround you and praise you even though they know you can do better. You need to learn that sometimes the internet can be ruthless. And I'm not saying, oh, this is because that's how things are. No. We shouldn't be trying to normalize to get hated on the internet for creating things. We shouldn't be trying to come to terms and be like, yeah, that's part of life. It is part of life because the current state of the internet right now is less than ideal. And there is a lot of people have access to it that are hurting and they express themselves in very negative ways. But you need to come back to your motivation, always. Let me tell you something. Why am I doing this video for you right now? I have always liked the idea of giving comfort, relaxation. I just really never put into perspective the prospect of making an ASMR channel because I thought I would never have the time for it. But turns out it's just a matter of organizing and optimizing my schedule to be able to do this. I'm doing this because I like it, because it makes me happy. I am not doing this in hopes that I'm gonna reach 1 million subscribers within the first week. I don't care. I'm doing this as part of my career as a streamer, as a content creator, as a Vtuber, as a potato, whatever you want to call it, because this is exactly what I want to do today, for this year in 2025, who knows for how long. It makes me happy. As I explained before, I have this, right now I have this tingling, fuzzy sensation that I'm in the right place at the right time. So that makes me happy. And even if people fill my comment box with hateful comments about my ASMR, it will just slip by like droplets on a leaf, because I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. I'm sorry you don't like my content, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not offending anyone, I'm not attacking anyone, I'm not crossing anyone's limits. I'm just talking. The same way you need to learn and start to feel in regards of how you deal with negativity online. It's okay. You will grow a thick skin, but you will also learn to know how to deconstruct your attacker and just ignore it. Remember that they only want to see you as miserable as they are, and they will only achieve that if you give in and you give up. That's it. If you don't care, doesn't matter. And if you want to be restrictive, you can just comment and limit your comment section with certain words and limit their interactions so they don't bother you. You don't have to tolerate their existence. You can just always distance yourself. Coming back to the topic of perfectionism, this is the whole package, more or less, of why I think perfectionism can be bad for some people. Why it can be detrimental. Because it's impossible to be perfect. The internet will always be there to remind you that there is better people, comparison, all of the little things. I hope if you feel identified with one of the things that I said, you can do some self-analysis of your personality and change it slowly. I mean, I'm not a therapist, and I definitely did not study, and I'm not qualified to give advice to people. This is just my own analysis on why I think perfectionism can be a terrible thing for people. But now let's talk about why perfectionism can actually be a great thing for some people. The idea of perfectionism is impossible. You will never be able to be perfect. You will be able to create amazing things if you push yourself to your limits. This form of thinking often has led me to try to become better and better by creating better things every day. I try to push my limit so that my audience and my community can feel happy and proud of who am I, because they look at my creations and they are enjoying them. They know they are good quality, or at least that I am trying to improve myself. So this sense of accomplishment, obviously comes from a great deal of ego. Trying to be perfectionist definitely comes from a place of self-ego. It's not wrong to have ego, as long as you know how to keep this ego in check and you don't let it grow to your head. If you are accomplishing many things, if you're getting praise many times, you will feel better about yourself no matter who you are. Because we as people grow when people around us acknowledge us positively. However, this is where your emotional intelligence needs to step in. You need to calm yourself. Yes, it's okay to enjoy the praise, but you must always try to remain humble. If you are a perfectionist and you're pushing yourself to the limit every day to create amazing things, people are gonna notice and people are gonna tell you that what you do is great. Some people with less tact will even compare you and be like, yeah, your content is much better than this other person. Please don't do that. But it's just how the internet will be. And you will start slowly developing this sense of accomplishment. You are definitely going to be inspiring a lot of people by achieving great things and by pushing yourself every day to be better. However, be cautious of chasing perfection in everything you do, because at some point it's gonna come and bite you right on the butt, because it's just not possible to be perfect. And the praise on the internet comes and goes. One day, like I said, you're at the top of the world, everyone is talking about you, and the next day, nobody even remembers you. And they even drop these nasty comments like, oh my god, bro fell off. You used to be more popular. You used to have 10,000 viewers, now you only have 100. People are ruthless when they see someone falling down from grace, quote unquote, because people are so vicious, you know? Ask yourself the following: do you really want to be on top of the world? It's really something most people are not ready for, something they're not ready for, because if they somehow manage to become super famous and super successful and they're not able to maintain that, they suffer greatly. They get depressed. It's something you need to learn how to manage. The beauty of trying to be a perfectionist is that you are always going to be pushing yourself to the limit, but you also need to be extremely cautious. When we look at perfectionists, we're looking at people that try to excel in everything. If you're trying to be perfect in everything you do, I hope that perfectionism comes from a motivation within yourself. If you're trying to be perfect because of praise, you're gonna suffer. But if you're just inspired by almost a divine inspiration, and you're just creating wonderful things that almost seem otherworldly, that is a gift. That is probably a talent combined with gift and hard work. When you see somebody creating the most amazing art, the most amazing music, the most amazing of something, that person probably is gifted and has talent and has studied and worked hard to polish that talent. You need to also come to terms that you are not going to be perfect at everything you wish to do. Let's say, for example, you want to play a musical instrument. Let's say, for example, one day you want to start playing the violin. A really tough, beautiful instrument to learn. Let's say you take lessons and you're actually doing decent. Amazing, right? You start playing some music, people start telling you that you are fantastic. And then, one day, in your violin lessons, this one guy or this one girl shows up and they blow everyone up by playing the most beautiful melody you have ever heard. What happens? This person probably has been taking lessons way long before you, or they just have a natural talent for music, and you cannot simply desire to compete with them because you're gonna get destroyed. See, perfection often is really rare and almost impossible, but you also need to ask yourself, what am I really good at? You need to start asking the heavy questions. Who am I? And what do I want? What do I like doing? If you're just wondering every day to day without having a sense of answer to this big question, you're just wandering aimlessly, which is okay for some time, but it's not okay forever. You need to start asking yourself, right? What do I want to do in life? What is my purpose? What do I want to accomplish? If you have a natural talent for singing, you probably already know that. If you have like extreme flexibility for athletic things, if you have a natural super strength, high stamina, if you are extremely empathic to people, often you have talents you are not aware of because, well, let's say the school system kind of sucks, right? And let's say you have been conditioned to believe that if you don't have good grades in your exams, you're not exactly a good student or person. But you may have innate talents that you haven't discovered or you are not working on. If you are highly empathic and you like having conversations, that's amazing. People like to listen to you because you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. If you are extremely strong, you could probably do a lot of sport and excel there. If you have a good proclivity for numbers, you could probably be a nice mathematician. If you like music and you can just pick any instrument by touching it, even though you never took lessons, fantastic. But just natural talent is not good enough. You need to first realize what you're good at, and then you need to have a guidance, a teacher, a mentor that is going to push that talent into the right direction. Now you may be thinking, wait, what if I don't have any of those talents? You certainly have something. You're just minimizing it because you don't think of it as cool enough. Maybe your talent is whistling. Maybe your talent is having a nice, soft voice. Maybe your talent is simply playing games amazingly. You're really good, like in the top 20 of a video game online. Maybe your talent is simply cooking amazing food, or being great with pets, or having amazing gardening skills. I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this video so far have one way or another a talent. You just don't really think about it much because, well, who has time to think about those stuff when you have to wake up every day for work and study, when you have to pay bills? Sometimes it's a good idea to sit down and meditate to ponder about these ideas. What am I really good at? If you're good at making other people happy, that is also a talent. I hope that within this video you have found the motivation to look deep within yourself, find out more about you. Don't get stumped in your creativity because you want to be perfect, even though no one can really be. I hope you understand that everyone starts at some point. Stop comparing yourself with others and compare yourself with who you were. Allow yourself a life of happiness and fulfillment through creating something, and stop being harsh upon yourself because what you can create right now is simply not the best. It will probably never be because there is always someone out there that is better than us at something. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay. It's fine. Joy from creation, happiness from creativity is 100% more important than trying to win a Guinness record, a gold trophy, or other things. Life is short. Yeah, I have huge respect for people that win, by the way. I have huge respect and admiration for people that can do amazing, incredible things. I'm not minimizing them. But you have to understand that the average person is not meant to push themselves to extreme limits to accomplish an Olympic feat or something massive and impressive. Most people in life are just happy falling in love with someone, starting a family, or playing video games after work. Some people are just happy with little things in life, like going for a walk, having a pet, building a house, being the highest level in a video game. That's fine. Finding happiness is the first step towards releasing yourself from the shackles of trying to be perfect every single time. It's okay. Just do things that you like. As I said, for example, I'm not really hoping that this video is gonna reach 1 million people. It's probably only gonna get less than 10 views. And that's fine. I'm just starting. I may be a streamer for almost 3 years, but this channel is still a baby. If this channel grows slowly, but it keeps growing, then I'm happy. That's it. Even if it takes me a whole lot of a day to make a video, it's worth it. Learn to appreciate your creations and learn to love what you're doing. I wanna thank you for your interest in my videos. I wanna thank you for your participation in my streams on Twitch. I wanna thank you for your support with my merch, with GamerSupps in Patreon, to play games with me on Discord on a daily basis. I wanna thank you guys for everything, because even though I am highly motivated to do things, without you, I couldn't possibly have gotten this far. I will never dream of ever accomplishing the things that I'm accomplishing without you. And I want to spend time, many years with you, having so much coziness and fun, and ups and downs, like in any friendship. I'm not perfect, and I come to terms to that fact that I am not gonna be the top streamer. I come to the fact that I'm not gonna be the top popular, and that's fine. I'm just trying to be myself. You know, if you come this far into the video, you're about to listen to my own self-analysis. I've come this far because I love what I'm doing. I come this far because I, as a content creator, find joy in giving you something every day. And seeing how most of you react to my content is enough motivation for me to keep pushing forward. So, thank you so much. I just need to appreciate it. You are wonderful. You are fantastic. To me, you could say you're my everything. I am very lonely and real because I choose to be. You're like my family. Now, before anyone says, wait, ChonkyLotus, you're getting parasocial, I am appreciative of the people that support me. If that is parasocial and that is bad, then so be it. I'm guilty of that. Thank you so much once again. I shall be now going, and I hope you can rest. My hopes is that you actually fell asleep while listening. Who knows? Thank you. I'll see you around in the next video. Get some nice rest. Get some refreshment. Eat some delicious food. Drink some water. Take care of yourself so we can keep being together as friends. I'll see you next time.